What if I told you that the real reason your t-shirts don't fit like they used to has nothing to do with your age and everything to do with the way you're training? Or worse, the way you're not. I've been training men over 40 for more than 2 decades. I've worked with former athletes, weekend warriors, high-performing CEOs, and even retired Navy SEALs. But here's the truth no one talks about. Most men over 40 train their shoulders completely wrong, and they don't even know it. The result? Chronic pain, rotator cuff injuries, wasted workouts, and shoulders that never grow, no matter how hard they grind. But today, I'm going to change all of that for you. In this video, I'll walk you through the only 3 shoulder exercises you'll ever need. But I'm not just going to teach you the moves. I'm going to show you why these movements are scientifically better for older lifters, how to modify them if you've got past injuries, and how to execute them with such precision that your delts will look like they've been carved by a sculptor from the Greek gods. But before we get into it, let me tell you a story. It's about a man named Carlos, 47 years old, former soccer player, current desk worker, and part-time dad of 2. Carlos came to me after trying every shoulder workout under the sun: lateral raises, upright rows, cable flies, overhead presses, with plates stacked like pancakes. Still, he had no mass, no shape, just pain. He told me, "Coach, I feel like my shoulders just don't respond anymore, like they're dead weight." Within 8 weeks on this exact protocol I'm about to teach you, Carlos couldn't believe what he saw in the mirror. His shirts hugged his arms. His wife noticed. His coworkers joked that he'd taken something illegal. He didn't. He just finally started training right for his age. This workout is built on that principle. Train smarter, not harder, and grow more with less. Part 1. The Smart Man's Shoulder Strategy. Let's face it, training after 40 is not the same as when you were 25. And yet, if you look at most shoulder workouts online today, they're all built on the same outdated blueprint. Train to failure, lift heavy, go hard, or go home. But here's the truth that most people won't tell you. Your body at 40 isn't weaker. It's just wiser. And your training should reflect that. As a strength coach with over 20 years of experience, working with men in their 40s, 50s, and even 60s, I've seen the same cycle play out again and again. A man hits his 40s. He starts to notice shoulder stiffness, a decrease in pressing strength, and pain that just won't go away. He thinks, maybe I'm just getting old. No, he's just training like a young fool in an older, smarter body. So in this first part of the video, I want to break down what I call the Smart Man's Shoulder Strategy, a complete reframing of how men over 40 should approach building shoulder mass, strength, and injury resilience. Let's dive in. 1. Myth busting the big 3 shoulder lies. Myth number 1. Heavy overhead pressing is the key to bigger shoulders. Sure, compound movements have their place, but going heavy every session? That's a recipe for long-term damage. Especially if you've got old sports injuries, poor thoracic mobility, or spend 8 hours a day at a desk. Here's the truth. Volume and tension matter more than brute weight. What actually builds shoulders after 40 is time under tension, controlled eccentrics, and smart programming, not ego lifting. Myth number 2, shoulders should be trained once a week. That's a relic from the bodybuilding splits of the 90s. Your shoulders, especially the smaller stabilizer muscles, respond better to frequency, not just intensity. In my programs, we hit shoulders twice per week. One day for heavy compound work, another for hypertrophy and rear delt focus. We're not training to impress anyone. We're training for function, shape, and resilience. Myth number 3, front delts get enough work from bench pressing. Wrong. Completely wrong. Yes, front delts activate during pressing, but activation is not development. Older lifters need intentional effort on front delts and rear delts to fix posture and reduce shoulder rounding. Remember, shoulders aren't just one muscle. The deltoid has 3 heads. Most men only train 1. 2. Understanding the aging shoulder, anatomy meets reality. Picture this. At 25, your shoulders are like freshly oiled hinges. They rotate, elevate, abduct, and twist with smooth, reckless freedom. But at 40, those hinges are rusty. Years of repetitive patterns, poor posture, desk jobs, and unrecovered injuries have taken a toll. Here's what changes as we age. Less synovial fluid equals drier joints. Collagen becomes stiffer, less elastic. Muscle shifts from fast twitch to more endurance-based. Posture suffers from years of screens and slouching. Scapular control? Often gone. And you're still doing the same Arnold split from college? Come on, brother. You're better than that. 3. Functional hypertrophy versus aesthetic hypertrophy. Let's get one thing straight. This one distinction could change your training forever. Aesthetic hypertrophy? That's chasing the pump. Temporary mirror gains, often built on cheat reps, burnout sets, and no long-term growth. Functional hypertrophy? That's what we want. It builds joint control, tissue integrity, lasting density. You still get the pump, but you also move better, recover faster, and feel strong. This is built on controlled reps with tension, clean range of motion, scapular engagement, core plus stabilizers in every rep. I've seen 42-year-olds add 2 inches to their shoulders in 12 weeks. Not by adding weight, but by mastering tempo and tension. 4. The weekly shoulder blueprint for men over 40. Here's a simple split. Tuesday, compound strength. Standing press, Arnold press. Focus, tension, and core stability. Friday, accessory volume. Front raises, rear delt rows, cables. Focus, shape, and symmetry. Each session? Just 30 to 40 minutes. No marathons. No joint abuse. Key tools we use. Isometric holds. Single arm training for balance. 3-1-1 tempo control. Rest pause sets for safe growth. Case study. Dave, age 53, the no overhead guy. Dave came to me post-rotator cuff surgery. Coach, he said, I can't press overhead. Every time I try, it locks up. So we ditched the overhead press and started fresh. Landmine presses, isometric holds, banded external rotations, one-arm Arnold presses on an incline. 3 months in, Dave held a kettlebell overhead for 20 seconds. Zero pain. He told me, I feel stable again. I feel strong where I used to feel broken. Section 2. The exercises in detail, real form, real results. It's not the movement that builds the muscle. It's how you move. Shoulders are not forgiving. You can cheat a curl, bounce a squat, even fudge a deadlift. But if you disrespect the shoulder joint, it remembers, and it punishes you. That's why in this section, we break down the only 3 exercises you need to build not just bigger, but better functioning shoulders. These movements prioritize joint health, muscle symmetry, core engagement, long-term resilience. They're the same movements I've prescribed to a 60-year-old ex-football coach, a Hollywood stunt double, and a father of 4 who wanted to wear fitted polos without fear of tearing the seams. Now it's your turn. Exercise 1. The standing overhead press, the mass maker. Primary targets, front delts, upper chest, traps. Secondary, core, serratus, triceps. This isn't just a lift. It's a lesson in humility, in posture, in ego control. Why it matters after 40. The standing overhead press forces your entire kinetic chain to stabilize under vertical tension. It teaches spine and core alignment, improves scapular tracking, and builds real-world strength. Most guys can bench 225, but can't strict press 115 without shaking like a leaf. That's a problem. How to do it properly. 1. Grip, shoulder width, or just inside. 2. Bar on chest, unracked from squat rack. 3. Feet hip width, glutes tight, abs engaged. 4. Bar path, slightly backward, biceps near ears at top. 5. Move your head, chin back, then push through the window. 6. Hold at top. Control the descent. Don't rush. Common mistakes. Leaning back equals lumbar strain. Elbows flared equals impingement risk. Jerking with legs equals delts miss out. Pro tip. Control the eccentric, 3 seconds down. That's where growth lives. Case study. Andre, 45, former powerlifter, current cubicle warrior. Andre used to crush amateur strongman events, but at 42, shoulder pain stopped him cold. He hadn't pressed in years. We started with Z presses to rebuild scapular control, then reintroduced standing presses. With strict form, slower tempo, lower volume. By week 10, 135 by 5. Pain-free. First time in 6 years. Exercise 2. The Arnold press, the shapeshifter. Primary targets, front and side delts. Secondary, biceps, upper chest, core. Arnold didn't create this press for ego. He built it for shape and function now, all in one motion. Why it matters after 40. It adds rotation and longer time under tension. Two things most overhead presses ignore. And if done standing, it becomes a core workout too. How to do it? 1. Start, dumbbells in front, palms facing you. 2. Rotate palms outward as you press. 3. End, palms forward, arms overhead. 4. Reverse slowly with control. Seated versus standing? Seated equals more isolation. Standing equals full body engagement. For men over 40, I recommend standing, single arm Arnold presses. Common mistakes. Rushing the rotation. Elbows flaring early. Leaning back equals back strain. Try this advanced tip. Alternate arms, left, then right. Unilateral pressing lights up the core, and it exposes strength gaps. Case study, Marcus, 51, golf dad turned shoulder freak. Marcus had never touched an Arnold press. He sat at a desk all day. His shoulder pinched every time he golfed. His goal? Look better in polos. After 8 weeks of standing, paused, single-arm Arnold presses. His delts rounded out. His swing pain disappeared. His words. I thought I was past the age of growth. This changed my mind. Exercise 3. The dumbbell front raise, the silhouette sculptor. Primary target, interior delts. Secondary, traps, biceps, core. The front raise gets dismissed a lot, labeled as a bodybuilder move. But skipping it? Big mistake. If your shoulders don't pop from the front, you'll always look flat in clothes. No matter how strong your back is, why it matters after 40. Posture gets worse with age. The front raise retrains shoulder elevation, fights the slump, and adds definition and function if done right. Execution guide. 1. Light weights 15 to 25 pounds. 2. Stand tall or tight. 3. Raise one arm to shoulder height. 4. Hold 1 second. Lower in 3 seconds. 5. Alternate arms. No swinging. No bouncing. Just control. Common mistakes. Going above shoulder level. Elbows too bent. Using hips instead of delts. Coach's note. Train one side at a time. It enforces clean form, cuts momentum, and prevents your strong side from cheating. Case study, Jerome, 58, posture rebuilder. 30 years in IT left Jerome with hunched shoulders, forward head, tight traps. He didn't care about muscle. He just wanted to stand tall again. So we built his program around front raises, rear delt band work, thoracic mobility. Today, he presses pain-free, and people keep asking him, have you lost weight? Nope, just better posture. Section 3, programming that actually works. Train like a man with purpose, not like a boy with something to prove. If you're over 40, the number one mistake you're probably making with your training isn't skipping leg day. It's not even eating too much late at night. It's training without a system, a real one that respects your recovery, one that fits your life, one that helps your body grow stronger, not just more sore. Because let me tell you something, Sep, you don't get strong from training. You get strong from recovering from training. So let's break down a system that's realistic, sustainable, and damn effective. Tailor-made for men over 40 who want real shoulder gains. Step 1. Define your training frequency. There's a myth that says you need to train 5 to 6 days a week to grow muscle. Wrong. For men over 40, 3 to 4 quality sessions beat 6 sloppy ones every single time. Why? Because at this stage in life, quality beats quantity. Here's a quick breakdown. Goal recommended frequency. General fitness plus shoulder growth 3x/week. Strength and hypertrophy 4x/week. High stress/recovery priority 2 full body plus 1 shoulder specific session. Choose based on your sleep, stress, family load, training age. You're not a robot. Your program shouldn't act like one. Step 2. Weekly training split, shoulder-friendly and realistic. Sample 4-day split. Shoulder growth plus full body integration. Monday, push chest plus shoulders. Standing overhead press, Arnold press, dips. Tuesday, pull back plus rear delts. Rows, pull-ups, cable rear flies. Thursday, legs plus core. Squats, RDLs, planks, farmer carries. Friday, shoulder hypertrophy, isolations plus carries. Front raises, landmine press, face pulls, loaded carries. Keynotes. Monday builds compound pressing strength. Friday sharpens shape, symmetry, scapular control. Tuesday protects shoulder joints through posterior chain. Wednesday and Saturday equals mobility or rest. Training only 3 days a week? No problem. Combine Monday and Friday into one upper body session. Keep pull plus leg split as is. Don't just add balance. One of the biggest mistakes I see? Guys just keep adding pressing volume without balancing it out. Use this checklist to stay pain-free. Every pressing day equals one scapular retraction move. Push volume should match pull volume. Twice a week, thoracic spine mobility. End at least one session per week with an overhead carry. Deload every 4 to 6 weeks. If you don't schedule rest, your body will schedule it for you. You're not here to prove how much pain you can take. You're here to last. Deload like this. Drop intensity to 60 to 70%. Cut volume by 40 to 50%. Focus on form, flow, and mobility. Swap one workout for yoga or stretching. Think of it as a pit stop. If you want to keep racing, you've got to refuel. Progressive overload without breaking yourself. At 25, add plates weekly. At 45, you've got to be smarter. Try these smarter progression tools. Tempo manipulation, 3 to 4 second eccentrics. Isometric pauses, hold 1 to 3 seconds at the top. Volume waves, 3 by 8, 4 by 6, 5 by 5. Rest pause sets, 6 reps, 20 seconds rest, 3 to 4 reps more. Unilateral work, fixes strength imbalances, fast. No ego, just progress. Track this instead of bar weight. Forget chasing numbers. At this stage, chase mastery. Track this instead. Pain-free range of motion. Reps in reserve? Still got gas in the tank? Mind-muscle connection? Delts firing or just traps? Post-workout inflammation? Sore is okay. Swelling is not. Optional add-ons for advanced lifters. Joint health stack. Collagen plus vitamin C, omega-3s, turmeric. Pre-lift shoulder activation for minutes. Band pull-aparts x20. Wall slides x10. Dead hangs x20 seconds. Shoulder CARs. Train smart. Train for life. Final thought. Your shoulders reflect your discipline. Let me be straight with you, Sep. At this stage, your body isn't the only thing you're building. You're building your legacy. Your health? It's for your kids. Your business. Your mission. Strong, mobile, pain-free shoulders. Let you move through life like you still own it. Don't train for the beach. Train for the next decade. If this helped you bring clarity to your training, drop a like and comment. Programming done right. And don't forget to subscribe, because next week, we're dropping the shoulder mobility protocol that will change your warm-ups forever. Section 4. Final lessons. Why discipline is the real flex after 40. At this stage, discipline isn't optional. It's the lifeline. Let's talk, man to man. You've spent years, maybe decades, building for others. Your family, your business, your community. You've carried weight that no one else ever saw. But now, the weight is different. It's in your joints, in your spine, in your blood pressure, in your energy. You no longer train for vanity. You train for vitality. And when you make that shift from ego to essence, something powerful happens. You realize discipline is the real flex. Lesson 1. Strength is the result of structure. At 25, motivation got you through. Now, motivation is a luxury. Structure is what saves you. You don't need 6-day bro splits. You need 3 honest sessions. You need recovery walks. You need deep sleep that heals and rebuilds. Structure equals freedom. You just don't realize it until your back talks louder than your biceps. Lesson 2. The strongest muscle is your mind. What separates the 45-year-old still pressing heavy from the 45-year-old who gave up? Not supplements, not creatine. It's the refusal to quit. I don't have time becomes I'll make time. I'm too old becomes I'm too wise to train stupid. I'll start Monday becomes I started this morning. That's mindset. That's muscle. Lesson 3. Your body is a message. Every day, your body sends a message to your kids. This is what aging can look like. To your partner. I still care enough to show up. To yourself. I'm not done yet. You don't need to be shredded. You need to be solid. You need to be the man who can play with his grandkids without ibuprofen, carry groceries without wincing, look in the mirror, and respect who he sees. This isn't about vanity. It's about integrity. Lesson 4, momentum perfection. You'll miss workouts. You'll travel, get sick, get busy. But the truth is, momentum beats motivation. Momentum beats perfection. Momentum equals progress. Discipline doesn't mean being perfect. It means getting back up faster than you fall. Hit 70% this week? That's still a win. That's momentum. Lesson 5, your legacy is built in sets and reps. This ain't about the weight on the bar. It's about what you carry in your chest and behind your ribs. It's about being the man your son wants to become, the man your wife brags about, the man strangers respect. Not because you're loud, but because you're solid. That doesn't happen by accident. That's built by discipline. Discipline is the quiet 6 a.m. voice that says, "Let's go." Discipline is warming up your shoulders when no one's watching. Discipline is showing up, not to impress, but to honor yourself. Your shoulder blueprint is your leadership blueprint. Remember this. Big shoulders equals strong posture. Strong posture equals presence. Presence equals leadership. And men over 40? We don't just need workouts. We need leadership. In our homes, in our communities, in our own damn lives. Leadership starts with showing up. It continues with showing consistency. And it ends with showing what's possible. When we stop playing small. Closing words from your coach. I'm not here to sell you hype. I'm here to remind you of this. You're still capable of building something powerful, not because it's easy, but because it's worth it. So stand tall. Press with purpose. Own your discipline like it's the most valuable thing you've got. Because it is. You don't need louder music. You need deeper commitment. And if you've still got lungs that breathe, joints that move, and a will that hasn't given up, then guess what? You're not done yet. If this hit you right in the soul, comment "Discipline is my flex" and share it with a brother who needs to hear it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Because next week, we're dropping how to rebuild your core after 40 without crunches. And no, it's not what you think.